Hello, this is Suggs from Madness, and I'm picking the clips for the next hour on Rage. Coming up next, one of the greatest artists the world has ever seen, who I had the great fortune to play with on a couple of occasions. Very humble, terrifically talented guy. And he dropped this single right out of the blue. No one even knew he was recording, and I think it stands up with his best work. It's David Bowie and Where Are We Now? Great stuff. Changing the gears. Fifth gear. Here we go. Turbocharged ska music. Takes me right back to that day, to that very day when I was a teenage kid and my whole life changed when I saw the Specials and Gangsters. Isn't it a joy, the great eclecticism that comes to you as you get a bit older? Of all the beautiful music in the world you can just pluck from the air. Rock, soul, reggae, ska, heavy metal and disco. Candy Staton and Young Hearts Run Free. Man, I love this. Hello, I am Suggs from Madness, and unless I'm mistaken, you are watching Rage. Next is one of the greatest party records ever recorded. Now, you wouldn't necessarily call this a dance record, but I defy you not to dance to it. It's the Faces and Stay With Me. Hello, I am Suggs from Madness, and you are about to see the clip for the song It Must Be Love. Beautiful song, great sentiment. People got a bit confused because we opened this with a shot of us all singing into a grave, because the opening line is, I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. Anyway, I hope you like it. Hey, this is Suggs from Madness, and you are about to see the clip we made for Baggy Trousers, a song that I wrote about my life at school. I remember there was this song by Pink Floyd that was like, Teacher, leave those kids alone. And I remember thinking at my school, it was more like, kids, leave the poor bloody teachers alone. Hello, this is Suggs from Madness, and you are about to see the clip we made for the song Our House. Well, we did it in this Playboy's mansion called Victor Lowndes, and he actually had monogrammed wallpaper in his toilet. That is style, with a capital S. Thank you, my friends, for watching. I do hope you enjoyed a modicum of what I've provided this morning. But all good things must come to a conclusion, and that moment has come. But if you have enjoyed it, please join me tonight. I shall be taking over the whole situation, whether you like it or not. Thank you very much. Rage on. Hello, I am Suggs from the group Madness, and I am hosting tonight's Rage. Whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me for the whole night, watching some of my favourite music videos. Coming up now is one of my favourite all-time artists. I mean, who wouldn't say John Lennon was one of the greatest musicians this world has ever produced? And I love this song. It's from his rock and roll album. He went back to his roots and he did a version of Stand By Me, which I think is possibly better than the original. John Lennon, Stand By Me. Lovely. Next up, one of the bands that changed my life. I saw them at the Roxy Club, which held about 40 people in London in 1977. The Clash. Who could forget The Clash? And I love this particular song. It's not one of the ones that you see all the time, but it's the one that got me going. London's burning with boredom now. London's burning now. Whoopity-doo-dah, what fun and frolics. Yeah, changing it up a bit. Every now and then, my family like to dance on our kitchen table. I don't know why. We have this competition to see who can get highest. The mantelpiece has actually fallen off due to dint of the amount of people that stand on it. But if we are going to get on the kitchen table, this is the one that must be played every single time. And I dare you not to get on your kitchen or your kitchen table when you hear this. Teardrop by Womack and Womack. Coming up, one of my all-time favourite artists, and probably the one that had the biggest influence on my popular music ensemble Madness. This guy was the first person I ever heard singing in his own vernacular, not in some sort of cod American accent, talking almost rather than singing. The most incredible poetry. Not particularly, well, no, this song actually in the middle eight, but yeah. What could possibly go wrong with Ian Dury sex and drugs and rock and roll, and the rest of my money I just frittered away. Absolutely beautiful. We're swimming along. The man who came from Chorley. Thank you so much for sticking with me. It's not going to get any worse, I promise you. One of my all-time favourite artists played in London last year, possibly the best gig I have ever seen. It is the wonder that is Stevie Wonder. Great stuff, folks. Now, a song that I do a bit of DJing on the side, I hasten to add, and I was at Glastonbury last year without name dropping. Doing a bit of DJing, and I played this song. I liked it so much because it's all about how the rain has gone and the sun came out, and it's exactly what had happened that day. I played it 4 times in a row. I'm not going to do that for you. I'm just going to play it once and once only. This is Johnny Nash, and I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Come on! Next up, one of my favourite people in the world ever, and a guy I knew quite well, and unfortunately is not with us anymore, as it seems are not a lot of the great people that I love. But let's celebrate the greatness that was Joe Strummer and Gangsterville. Yippity-doo-dah day. Coming up now, a band that I knew very well, and it reminds me very much of a great period in the 80s, Brit, sort of pop business, before it became what they called Brit pop. And this was the last single that they ever recorded. It's The Jam and Beat Surrender. Hello, I am Suggs from the pop band Madness, and you are watching Rage. Great stuff. Coming up, one of my favourite bands, and I think a very underrated band in terms of their songwriting abilities. And this song was a collaboration with another very underrated artist, I think Liz Fraser from the Cocteau Twins. One of the greatest voices I've ever heard up to this very point in time. And what a collaboration. Massive Attack and Liz Fraser and Teardrop. Hey, this is Suggs from Madness, and you are about to see the clip we made for Baggy Trousers, a song that I wrote about my life at school. I remember there was this song by Pink Floyd that was like, "Teacher, leave those kids alone." And I remember thinking at my school, it was more like, "Kids, leave the poor bloody teachers alone." Well, thank you very much for sharing what are some of my favourite music videos. It's time now to share a bit more of myself with you, with some of my own work. Love's Darlings. First up is the popular music video we made for a song called Shut Up. And we had this penchant as kids for dressing up and messing about. And there was this theatrical costumiers that let us take pretty much anything we wanted. When on this particular occasion, we got hold of authentic policemen's uniforms. And can you imagine the sort of fun the 7 of us had out on the streets in those? Especially when we discovered the Clash were rehearsing around the corner. Well, we kicked their door in, and all you could hear was the sound of doors slamming and toilets flushing. They never spoke to us for 5 years. This is Shut Up.